The pain you feel today will be your strength tomorrow. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is a teacher, a sculptor, a transformer. It comes into your life uninvited, often unwelcome, but it always brings a gift hidden beneath its thorns. The gift of growth, wisdom, resilience, and strength. Story 1. The Phoenix. Long before science explained the universe, our ancestors told stories to teach life's truths. One such story was of the phoenix, the majestic bird of fire. Every few hundred years, the phoenix would grow old, weary, and weak. Its feathers would lose their luster, its wings would falter, its song would become silent. But instead of dying quietly, the phoenix built its own funeral pyre. It gathered fragrant branches and herbs, perched atop the pile, and set itself ablaze. From the flames and ashes, a new phoenix would rise, reborn, renewed, radiant. Why did our ancestors tell this story? Because they knew pain is the fire that burns away your weakness, that suffering is the furnace in which your strength is forged, that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. Just as a phoenix rises stronger from its ashes, you too will rise from your pain, stronger and wiser than before. There are days when you wonder why life is so unfair, why others seem to live without struggle while you face storm after storm. But remember, life never burdens you with a pain you are not meant to transform. Pain shapes you into the person your destiny requires you to become. It humbles you when your pride blinds you. It strengthens you when your weakness threatens to defeat you. It awakens you when your soul drifts into comfort and complacency. Without pain, there is no growth. Story 2. Nelson Mandela. Let me tell you about Nelson Mandela. He was a freedom fighter, arrested and imprisoned for 27 years. Imagine that. 27 years. Locked away, cut off from family, friends, and the movement he gave his life for. Every day, he woke up in a small cell with stone floors and iron bars. Every day, he worked in harsh conditions, breaking rocks under the scorching African sun. Every day, he lived with the pain of betrayal, injustice, and lost time. But Mandela once said, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." That pain did not break him. It strengthened him. When he was finally released, he walked out with dignity and forgiveness in his heart. Instead of seeking revenge, he chose to unite a divided nation. His pain became his power. His suffering became his strength. His scars became his story. Right now, you may be sitting in your own prison, not of iron bars, but of pain, fear, anxiety, or hopelessness. It may feel like life has locked you away, forgotten your dreams, erased your worth. But remember this: pain is building your strength for tomorrow's purpose. Every tear is watering the seeds of your greatness. Every sleepless night is training your resilience. Every heartbreak is teaching you how to love yourself. Every failure is instructing you on how to succeed. Story 3. Michael Jordan. There was a boy who loved basketball. At 15, he tried out for his high school varsity team. He was short, skinny, and awkward compared to the older players. When the final list was posted, his name wasn't there. He ran home, locked himself in his room, and cried until there were no tears left. That boy was Michael Jordan. Instead of giving up, he used that pain as fuel. He trained harder than anyone else. Early mornings, late nights, endless drills. The pain of rejection became his motivation to become the greatest basketball player of all time. When asked about his success, Jordan said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." You see, pain is the catalyst of greatness. It forces you to grow when you want to stay small. It pushes you to move forward when you want to stay comfortable. It strips away your illusions and reveals your true self. Without pain, you would never know your strength. Right now, I want you to close your eyes and breathe deeply. Feel the pain you carry in your body, your heart, your mind. Breathe into it. Stop resisting it for a moment. Accept it as part of your journey. Now ask yourself, what is this pain teaching me? How is this struggle shaping my future self? Who will I become if I keep walking through this pain? Because the pain you feel today is temporary. but the strength you gain will remain forever. Story 4. J.K. Rowling before the world knew her name. J.K. Rowling was a single mother living in poverty. She wrote in cafes, her baby sleeping beside her stroller, because her flat was too cold to sit in all day. She battled depression and thoughts of suicide. 12 publishers rejected her manuscript for Harry Potter. She was told it was too long, too childish, not marketable. But she kept writing, kept submitting, kept believing. And finally, one publisher took a chance. Today, Harry Potter has sold over 500 million copies, translated into over 80 languages, and inspired an entire generation to read again. Rowling once said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." Her pain became her strength. Her darkest days birthed her greatest success. There will be seasons in your life when you feel like you're walking through fire, when every step forward feels like dragging chains, when each breath feels heavy and your heart aches for relief. That never comes. But hear this truth. The pain you feel today will become the foundation of your unbreakable strength tomorrow. Story 5. Sylvester Stallone. Let me tell you about a man named Sylvester Stallone. Before the world knew him as Rocky Balboa, he was just a struggling actor in New York City. He was so broke that he slept in bus stations and sold his wife's jewelry to buy food. One day, desperate, he sold his beloved dog for $25 because he could no longer afford to feed him. He wrote a script about an underdog boxer. Studio after studio rejected it. Some offered to buy the script, but refused to let him act as the lead. Stallone had a choice: take the money and give up his dream, or hold out for his purpose. He chose his purpose. Finally, a small studio agreed to his terms. When he was paid, the first thing he did was buy back his dog, but the man who bought him charged Stallone $15,000 to return his dog. That movie was Rocky. It won 3 Oscars and became an iconic story of hope worldwide because Stallone refused to surrender his vision. His pain of poverty and rejection became the fuel that lit his path to greatness. Right now, you might feel like you've lost everything. You might feel humiliated, rejected, hopeless. But remember, you have not lost your purpose. You still have your mind, your faith, your dreams. And that is all you need to begin again. Story 6. Nick Vujicic is a man named Nick Vujicic who was born without arms and legs. Imagine waking up every day and seeing no hands to hold, no feet to walk, no fingers to write, no toes to run. As a child, he was bullied so brutally that he attempted suicide at age 10, but he survived, and he decided that if he couldn't change his body, he would change the world today. Nick Vujicic is a global motivational speaker who has inspired millions with his message of hope, faith, and purpose. He swims, surfs, and lives with joy that people with perfect bodies often lack. He once said, "If you can't get a miracle, become one." His pain became his purpose. His weakness became his strength. What pain are you hiding today? What secret tears do you cry alone at night? What battle are you fighting that no one knows? That pain is shaping you into someone unstoppable if you choose to let it. Story 7. Steve Jobs in 1985. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the very company he founded. Imagine creating something with your vision, your sweat, your heart only, to be rejected and humiliated by it. He felt lost, defeated, purposeless, but he didn't give up. He started another company, Next, and bought Pixar, which created Toy Story, the world's first fully computer-animated film. Years later, Apple bought Next, and Jobs returned as CEO, saving Apple from bankruptcy and turning it into the most valuable company in the world. Jobs said in his famous Stanford speech, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards." Your pain today is just one dot. One day, you will look back and realize it was leading you to your true destiny. Take a deep breath right now. Think about the pain that's hurting you the most today. Ask yourself, how can I grow from this? Visualize your future self, strong and victorious, looking back at this day with gratitude. Because every tear you shed today is watering the seeds of your greatness. Story 8. David Goggins. There was a man named David Goggins, born into an abusive household. He was bullied, discriminated against, called dumb, and lived with depression and obesity. At 24, he weighed nearly 300 pounds, working as a pest exterminator, spraying cockroaches at restaurants. One day, he saw a Navy SEAL documentary. Something awakened in him. He decided to become a SEAL, but the recruiter told him he had only 3 months to lose over 100 pounds to qualify. Most people would laugh at the idea, but Goggins woke up at 4 a.m. daily, ran miles until he vomited, biked for hours, and studied at night. He failed his qualification 3 times due to broken legs, but kept coming back. He became a Navy SEAL, then an ultra-marathon runner, and one of the world's toughest endurance athletes. He wrote, "The most important conversations you'll ever have are the ones you'll have with yourself." His pain taught him how to control his mind. His suffering became his strength. Story 9. Prophet Muhammad saw over 1,400 years ago. In the desert of Arabia, a man was chosen to deliver a message of mercy to mankind. But he faced pain upon pain. Born an orphan, buried his children with his own hands, was boycotted and starved. For 3 years, pelted with stones until he bled, lost his beloved wife and uncle in the same year, and was forced to flee his home city at night with assassins chasing him. Yet, despite this pain, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, never gave up hope, never lost faith, never stopped loving humanity. Today, over 2 billion people revere him as the final messenger of God. His pain built his patience, his suffering built his strength. His tears watered the tree of faith, whose shade covers the world today. Say this aloud right now. My pain is not my prison, it is my path. My tears are not my weakness, they are my cleansing. My struggle is not my punishment, it is my preparation. Because the pain you feel today will be your strength tomorrow. There will come a time in your life when you will stand alone, when friends walk away, when family doesn't understand, when no one believes in your dreams, when everything you try seems to fail, when your prayers feel unanswered. In these moments, pain will whisper lies. You are worthless. You are cursed. You will never make it. But today, let me tell you the truth. The pain you feel today will be your strength tomorrow. Story 10. Les Brown. Les Brown was born on the floor of an abandoned building with his twin brother and adopted by a kind cafeteria cook. Labeled educable, mentally retarded in grade school. He believed for years that he was stupid. Teachers humiliated him. Classmates mocked him. One day, a substitute teacher said, "Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." That sentence lit a fire within him. He studied relentlessly, worked in radio, then became a world-renowned motivational speaker, touching millions with his story. He says, "It's not over until I win." Your pain today may feel like the end, but it's just the middle. The story isn't over yet. Take a deep breath right now. Ask yourself, what if this pain is building something in me that joy never could? What if this heartbreak is guiding me to a love that will last forever? What if this failure is teaching me what success never would? Because it is. Story 11. Bethany Hamilton. At 13, Bethany Hamilton was a rising surfing champion in Hawaii. One morning, while surfing, a 14-foot tiger shark attacked her, severing her left arm completely. Imagine waking up in hospital, your dreams crushed, your identity ripped away. But Bethany chose to fight back. 1 month later, she was back on a surfboard. Within 2 years, she won her first national title. Today, she is a world-class professional surfer, mother, speaker, and inspiration to millions. She says, "Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you." Pain is a teacher. Pain is like the ocean tide. It can drown you if you fight it, but it can carry you to the shore if you surrender and let it teach you. When you lose something you thought you couldn't live without, you learn to live with what truly matters. When people you love betray you, you learn to trust yourself. When life breaks your heart, You learn that love was never meant to be caged or forced. It was always meant to be given freely and let go. When it no longer grows, you. Story 12. Elon Musk was bullied so severely as a child in South Africa that he was hospitalized after being thrown downstairs. He grew up with social anxiety, reading books alone. Later, when he built Tesla, it nearly bankrupted him. SpaceX's first 3 rocket launches failed miserably, almost collapsing his entire vision. He invested every last dollar he had, sleeping on friends' couches. People laughed at him for thinking electric cars or private rockets could succeed. But he kept going. Today, Tesla and SpaceX are worth billions, reshaping industries. Musk said, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough." His pain became his innovation. His struggle became his superpower. Say these words aloud right now. I am stronger than my pain. I am wiser because of my suffering. I am being prepared for something greater. Story 13. Eric Thomas, now known worldwide as E.T., the hip-hop preacher, was a high school dropout, living homeless on the streets of Detroit, eating out of trash cans, sleeping in abandoned buildings. He felt worthless, hopeless, invisible. But one day, he walked into a church, heard a sermon that lit something inside him, and decided, I will never be homeless again. He went back to school, got his GED, then a bachelor's degree, then a master's, then a PhD. Today, he is one of the world's most powerful motivational speakers, earning millions, inspiring athletes, CEOs, and students everywhere. He says, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Your pain is not punishment. The pain you feel is not life punishing you. It is life preparing you for the people you will help, for the hearts you will heal, for the wisdom you will share, for the strength you will embody. Every great healer was once wounded. Every great teacher was once lost. Every great leader was once broken. Your scars will become someone else's hope. Story 14. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Ahmad ibn Hanbal, one of the greatest scholars of Islam, was imprisoned and tortured for refusing to conform to false doctrines. His pain was unbearable, beaten until his bones cracked. Yet he endured. His prison became his place of spiritual ascension. His torturers became his teachers of patience. Today, over 1 billion Muslims follow his teachings on law and ethics. His pain created his legacy. Take a moment now. Ask yourself, what will I do with this pain? Will I let it break me, or will I let it build me? Will I bury myself in bitterness, or will I rise with purpose? Because the choice is yours. Story 15. Stephen Hawking was diagnosed with ALS at 21 and given 2 years to live. His body failed him, but his mind soared. He could no longer walk, speak, or even move unaided. Yet he went on to revolutionize physics, write best-selling books, and become one of humanity's greatest thinkers. He said, however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. His pain didn't limit his purpose. It unleashed it. There's something you must know. You are not the only one who suffered. You are not the only one who has cried yourself to sleep. You are not the only one who has questioned your worth. But what separates those who make it and those who break is what they do with that pain. Some use it to build walls. Some use it to build strength. Some run from it. Others rise from it. Let today be the day you decide, I will not be a prisoner of my pain. I will be a warrior born from it. Story 16. Jim Carrey. Most know Jim Carrey as one of the funniest actors in Hollywood, but few know the pain behind the laughter. His family was so poor that they lived in a van for a time. At age 15, he dropped out of school to work as a janitor to support them. He battled depression for years. He was rejected over and over before finally landing roles. He once wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and dated it 10 years in the future. He kept it in his wallet as a reminder. Before that date arrived, he landed his breakout role in Dumb and Dumber and received a $10 million paycheck. Unproof, he says, that you can ask the universe for it and believe and receive it. But behind that success was pain, and behind that pain was power. Story 17. Victor Franco imagined being imprisoned in a Nazi concentration camp, watching your family murdered, stripped of your clothes, name, dignity, and identity. Yet from the ashes of that unimaginable suffering, Viktor Frankl discovered a truth that changed the world. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. He wrote Man's Search for Meaning inside that horror, revealing this profound lesson. Suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it finds meaning. If you can find meaning in your pain, you can survive anything. Just keep moving, keep breathing, keep hoping, because the why will reveal itself on the other side of your survival. Story 18. Inky Johnson was born into poverty. 9 people in a 2-bedroom house in Atlanta. Football was his ticket out. He trained endlessly, rose through the ranks, and by his junior year at Tennessee, he was projected to be a top pick in the NFL draft. Then tragedy. One tackle during a routine play crushed his shoulder and ended his career. His right arm became permanently paralyzed. His NFL dream died in an instant, but not his purpose. Today, Inky is one of the most powerful motivational speakers alive. He says, "I'm not here because I made it to the NFL. I'm here because I lost everything and didn't give up. There's power in heartbreak. There's beauty in brokenness. There's wisdom in wounds, but only if you choose to grow." Story 19. Malala Yousafzai was just 15 years old when the Taliban shot her in the head for speaking out about girls' education in Pakistan. Most people would never speak again, but Malala didn't just survive. She stood taller. She went on to become the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner in history. She said, "They thought the bullets would silence me, but they failed." Your pain may try to silence you, but your voice matters. Your story matters. Your survival matters. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, standing on a stage, or writing your book, or leading a movement, or hugging your child, finally smiling again. Feel it now. Open your eyes. Remember, that version of you is born through this pain. Don't waste it. Story 20. Abraham Lincoln. Before Abraham Lincoln became one of the greatest presidents in history, he faced relentless failure, failed in business twice, lost 8 elections, had a nervous breakdown, lost a woman he loved. Yet he said, "I walk slowly, but I never walk backward." He led a broken, divided country through its darkest hour, and his legacy still echoes today. Your failures do not disqualify you, they forge you. Say it aloud: my setbacks are setups for something greater. This pain is not here to stop me, it's here to sharpen me. I am becoming the person I was born to be. Story 21. The bamboo tree in China. There's a species of bamboo that does something strange. You plant the seed, water it, and for 4 years, nothing happens. No sprout, no stem, no sign of life. But in the 5th year, in just 6 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Why? Because during those 4 silent years, it's growing roots. Deep, wide, strong roots, enough to support explosive growth. You are the bamboo. Your growth may feel invisible, but your roots are getting stronger. And when your moment comes, you will rise fast, tall, and unstoppable. Your pain isn't a punishment, it's a planting. What grows from it will shake the world. The pain you feel today will be your strength. Tomorrow, Part 5, Background. Deep, steady drumbeat fades in with soft strings. Sometimes life will push you to your breaking point. When every option seems closed, every door locked, every hope lost. In those moments, pain will scream that you should quit, that you've reached the end, that there is no more strength inside you. But here's what pain won't tell you. Your breaking point is your starting point. Your limits are not limits. They are invitations to grow beyond what you ever thought possible. Story 22. Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty in rural Mississippi, Oprah was abused as a child, suffered neglect, and faced racism and discrimination. Many told her she wouldn't succeed. Yet, Oprah fought through every hardship, finding power in her story. She said, Turn your wounds into wisdom. Today, Oprah is one of the most influential women on the planet. With a net worth of over $3 billion, inspiring millions daily, her pain fueled her purpose. It did not destroy it. When you feel like giving up, remember Oprah's words. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Pain is not just suffering, it is knowledge waiting to be understood. Story 23. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Every no was a step closer to yes. Every failure was a lesson. Your pain today is your lesson. Guided affirmation. Repeat these words with me. I am not my failures. I am the courage that keeps going. I am the strength rising from struggle. Story 24. Helen Keller. Helen Keller lost her sight and hearing before the age of 2. Imagine a world of silence and darkness. Yet, with her teacher Anne Sullivan's help, she learned to communicate, graduated from college with honors, and became a worldwide advocate for people with disabilities. She said, "Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it." Her pain became her voice. Her silence became her strength. Story 25. Malcolm X. Born Malcolm Little, he faced racism, violence, and imprisonment. While in prison, he educated himself and transformed into Malcolm X, a powerful civil rights leader. His pain awakened him to his mission. He famously said, "The future belongs to those who prepare for it today." Your pain is preparation. What have you learned from your pain? How can it shape your tomorrow? What legacy will your strength leave? Story 26. Maya Angelou overcame childhood trauma and racism to become one of the most celebrated poets and civil rights activists in history. She said, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it." You can, too. Close your eyes and imagine your future self. The one who has walked through every dark night and come into the light. Feel the pride. Feel the peace. Feel the power. Story 27. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. He faced bankruptcy and multiple failures. Yet, he kept dreaming and building. Today, his name is synonymous with magic, joy, and imagination. Pain doesn't kill dreams. Giving up kills dreams. Say it loud. My pain is my power. My story is my strength. My time is now. Pain is often seen as a curse, something to avoid at all costs. But what if pain is the greatest blessing you have ever received? What if the very moments you feel broken, lost, or defeated are actually moments when you are being forged into your greatest self? Pain is not the enemy. It is the teacher, the guide, the sculptor of your soul. Story 28. The story of Thomas Paine during the American Revolution. Thomas Paine was a pamphleteer whose writings inspired thousands. But before his success, he faced poverty, rejection, and despair. He was once homeless, mocked, and ignored. Yet, his pain fueled his words and courage to fight for freedom. He wrote, "The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph." His pain became the foundation for a new nation. Story 29. Harriet Tubman escaped slavery but risked her life repeatedly to lead hundreds of slaves to freedom via the Underground Railroad. She suffered unimaginable pain, betrayal, and danger. Yet she said, "I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger." Her courage was born from her suffering. What chains are you breaking today? What freedom is waiting on the other side of your pain? Story 30. Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time, struggled with ADHD and severe depression. After the 2012 Olympics, he almost quit swimming, but he chose to face his pain, get help, and come back stronger, winning 5 gold medals in 2016. Pain doesn't define you. Your courage to overcome does. Write down 1 painful experience that taught you a lesson. One way you can use that lesson to help yourself or others. This is how pain becomes purpose. Story 31. Rosa Parks. When Rosa Parks refused to give up her bus seat, She was tired, not just physically, but from years of injustice and pain. Her quiet act of defiance became a spark that ignited a movement. She showed us, you must never be fearful about what you are doing when it is right. Your pain may be preparing you for your moment of courage. Story 32. The bamboo and the storm. A strong storm uproots many trees, but not the bamboo. The bamboo bends with the wind, enduring the storm, then springs back, taller and stronger. You are like bamboo. Pain is the storm. Your resilience is the root. I bend, but I do not break. I grow stronger through every challenge. My pain fuels my strength. Story 33. Anne Franken, hiding from the Nazis. Anne Frank faced fear, loneliness, and the pain of lost freedom. Yet, she wrote words of hope and courage. She said, in spite of everything, I still believe people are really good at heart. Your pain can reveal your deepest hope. Story 34. Jim Abbott. Jim Abbott was born without a right hand. He dreamed of being a professional baseball pitcher, despite his disability. He pitched a no-hitter in the major leagues. He showed the world, limitations live only in our minds. Your pain does not limit you unless you allow it. Your pain is the seed of your strength. Your tears water the roots of your greatness. Your struggles shape the masterpiece of your life. Remember, the pain you feel today will be your strength tomorrow. You have traveled a long road with me today, through stories of struggle, loss, and incredible triumph. You've heard how pain shaped legends, heroes, and ordinary people who chose to rise. Now, it's your turn. Remember this, the pain you feel right now, every ache, every tear, every moment of doubt, is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your power. You are stronger than your circumstances. You are wiser than your mistakes. You are more courageous than your fears. And the strength you build through this pain will become your greatest gift, not only to yourself, but to everyone whose life you touch. So stand tall, hold your head high, take a deep breath. Your journey is not over. Your breakthrough is coming. Believe in the power of your persistence. Believe in the beauty of your scars. Believe in the incredible person you are becoming. When the world says, give up, whisper back, watch me. Because your time is coming. And when it arrives, you will shine brighter than ever before. Never forget, the pain you feel today will be your strength tomorrow. Go forward with courage. Go forward with hope. Go forward knowing that you were made for greatness, that this is your moment, your rise, your victory. And I believe in you. Thank you for listening. Now go out and live your purpose. Never give up.